What's up, and welcome to another episode. Master Moats film session, and today we got to talk about Antonio Johnson, the safety out of Texas A&M. Man, I like this kid's tape a lot, man. So you know how we're gonna do. I'm gonna play it in full speed. After that, I'm gonna break it down. But go ahead and hit that like button one time for the culture. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, and hit that notification bell as well. That's the homie Antonio. Well, let's play it and see what the young guy does. Oh yeah, you love that, don't you? Don't you love that? Don't you love that? All right, so first off, man, let's talk about this thing. Get this clock. Boom. All right, so when you talk about Antonio right here, man, he's the walked up guy. In the sub package look, he goes and plays some of their nickel ball. Okay, so that's why he is ultimately at the point of attack here versus being back here in a more traditional sense where the safeties are normally located at. That's one of the things that Antonio does well. In terms of his leverage though, outside of this bunch set, which is fine, I like that because he has the force. And what does that mean? That means he can't allow anything to get outside of him. So as this play starts, he has 86 right here, right? Who ultimately was the number 3 guy on the interior. He pulls outside to block him, and then he pull 55 as well with that. So for Antonio, he knows he has to be outside of all of this. But I like his pad level, the fact that he stays square, shuffling. He's not turning, giving his body away. He's not trying to cut this offensive lineman and take the easy way out. He's just letting the play come to him. Those guys don't want to tap him. All right, cool. The thing that I like is this, man. He doesn't just sit there and take pitches. He goes and be a playmaker. And now you're getting him uncoiling, getting out of his hips, and ultimately making a big time tackle for loss in the backfield, man. That's the beauty of his game, and that's the beauty of how he'll be able to play in our defense, man. Because when you're talking about some of these run block fits, they're not always going to account for the safety. They're not always going to account for the nickel in terms of the core guys. But if they do, cool. You set the point like he was ready to do. Hat in hand, same foot, same shoulder, more power. But if the offense don't want to block you, all right, cool. What are you going to do? Can you make a play? Beautiful. TFL, you love to see that. I'll play one more time in full speed, man, just to get another glimpse of how physical this guy is, man. Beautiful play right here. Beautiful. But now let me show you another play real quick. Stay tuned, baby. Stay tuned. All right, now in this final play, we're going to get a chance to see Antonio in coverage. So right here, they have him walk down into the slot on this receiver. They're playing a cover 1 on defense, meaning he's man-to-man. All right, you got safety help in the middle of the field. But other than that, that is it. All right, so once again, like I said, that's Antonio right there. I played in full speed. Now that we'll break it down. And here we go. Here we go. Flip the hips. Press it. Man turn. Oh, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's coach it up. Let's coach it up. All right, so like we already said, man, with this being cover 1, this is safe. They're inserting him down low just to be the low hole player. He's going to go middle of the field. So that isolates Antonio on the number 2 receiver in the slot alignment. Thing I like early is this, man. Trust his pedal, man. Good job in terms of just keeping his distance, right? Keeping, staying top down on it. But once he starts to feel that this receiver is eating up the cushion, gets a little bit of contact there, but that's one of those things that, depending on the ref, man, they might not trip on it. I don't think it was anything egregious. But then from there, now he's able to get himself into phase, and that's what I do like about him right here, man. Once he gets in phase, he gives me the man turn. And what is the man turn? We talked about that. Speed turn is when you're turning opposite, right? Turning away from the receiver and ultimately being able to get back on top of it, which is cool. But at the same time, man, you got to be a bad dude to be speed turning out here with some of these guys, man. Then you got the other approach, which I personally like, is the man turn, where you're going to turn into the man, creating some contact, nothing egregious, but you want to get in phase with the guy and ultimately allow yourself a chance to play through his hands or get your head back around. And right here, as we can see, what does he do? Number 1, he has the receiver pinned to the sideline. This is awesome because what does that do? It makes it a tough throw. He don't have a lot of space over here to put this ball out there, all right? Not and get feet in the ground. Well, 1 foot in the ground collegially, but 2 feet in the ground NFL level wise. I love this. He's not panicking either, not getting handsy. The one thing I would coach and say is just turn and get your head back around, because we know at the NFL level, they will try to throw those flags if you're not turning and looking enough. But I do feel like he did enough of that on this play. And ultimately, man, just did a good job of just making sure the receiver and quarterback didn't have an easy chance to throw and catch this thing, man. But really good job just showing off the athletic ability, the hip flips, the hip flip, and then from there, man, the technique down the stretch, man, in terms of the man turn versus the speed turn, not getting too handsy and ultimately forcing the incompletion. Definitely like that. But like I said, man, you guys let me know your thoughts on Antonio Johnson and how you think he can help the Steelers out, man. We know that Edmonds, KZ are both unrestricted right now, so we'll have to see how we do that. But he's definitely somebody that I think that we could potentially look into bringing in. But either way, you know I appreciate you for tuning in. And until next time, baby, peace.